Hello, everybody. Welcome to Country Then and Now. I'm Casey Gibbs, and we're joined this week by Sonny LeMaire from the legendary group Exile. Sonny, how are you?
Good, Casey. Thank you very much. Doing well. Hope you are too.
Everything's good down here. Cooler weather
Good.
is on the way, so we're doing good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's get into this because there's a lot to unpack in about 45,
Sure.
50 minutes. So
Sure.
60 years in the business.
61.
61.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And then just recently celebrated the 45th anniversary of Kiss You All Over.
That's right.
New album out, A Million Miles Later.
Yep.
You got a lot going on, man.
Well, yeah, we are. I mean, there's a bunch happening. Couldn't be more excited about all of it. Um, you know, um, it's been a real cool thing to have happen here, that we've got a brand new project, like you mentioned, A Million Miles Later CD, because we haven't had brand new music, a CD with all brand new music in, I don't know, 30 years, something like that, whatever it is.
Since
Um,
since in the original members, probably since the Epic days back in the 80s.
yeah, I think well, actually, Arista days. I mean,
Yeah, okay, yeah.
well, with the original lineup, yes, you're right, with the Epic days,
Yeah.
which would be like 1988.
What was that
Something
last
like that.
album on Epic? Was it
Um,
Hang On to Your Heart or
no, I think it was Shelter from the Night,
Shelter from
I
the Night?
believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. And then after that, there was a couple of changes in the band. JP went
Yeah,
out and did a solo career for a while, and then
so did Les.
Les did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But everybody reformed in 2008.
that's right. 2008, we all got back together, and here we are. Here we are.
Good deal. Well, it only took, what, about 15, 17 years to do an album after reforming.
Well,
So,
yeah, we've actually done two Christmas projects since then.
okay. Oh, yeah. But new material.
Well, with the one Christmas album was all new material. The Joyful Noise, which was released like 2 years ago.
Okay.
I mean, of Christmas music, but as far as regular music,
This
it's
it.
been a long time.
Yeah. Well, the new single After You is out now.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that.
Well, it was a song that JP, my longtime songwriting partner, lead guitar player, lead singer, JP and I wrote with a really good friend of ours named Paul Jefferson. It was written several years ago, and it was one of those things that I kept thinking about as we were doing, putting the Million Miles Later project together. And I brought it up to JP. I said, "You remember that song we wrote a few years ago?" And he goes, "Yeah, man." He goes, "So it was actually, I think, the first song that we cut for A Million Miles Later project." And it's kind of a throwback in a sense that, our music, when somebody asks us to describe Exile, what is your sound? It's kind of hard for me to put a label on it because, we have pop, R&B, soul, country, gospel kind of influences.
Mm-hmm.
But After You is more along the pop side of things. It's just one of those songs that is very catchy, and we're really excited with it. I mean, we love playing it. It's a blast to play.
Right. Well, speaking of, let's go ahead and play it right now and let everybody
Come
hear
on.
it.
Yeah.
This is After You, Exile on Country Then and Now.
I tried to arms, but they never felt right around me. I tried other lips, I swear they never tasted as sweet. I've seen blue skies, but never quite like after you. When lovely, no one will ever touch me. Hold me the way you do.
After You, Exile on Country Then and Now, and that's off the new album A Million Miles Later that's out now. Another song that was on that album was, I believe, the first single off of it, Rough Around the Edges.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, talk a little bit about that, because I think that's a song that Travis Tritt recorded on one of his albums a few years
Yeah,
back.
it is. Travis did record it. It was written by JP again, our other lead singer, Les Taylor,
Mhm.
and a hit, one of our dearest, oldest friends from Kentucky, hit songwriter Larry Cordell.
Okay.
So the three of those guys wrote that song, God, 20 something years ago, whatever it was.
It doesn't
Pitch-
sound like a Larry Cordell song to me. When I think of Larry, I think of bluegrass. Larry.
Well, true.
Standard time.
Well, I mean, it just goes to show you. I mean, Larry is really versatile. I mean, and plus he's incredible. But they pitched it, of course, and Travis did cut the song. I mean, I'm not sure what all happened with Travis's cut, because it's one of those I can't quite remember. But again, putting our album together, JP said, "Hey, I've got this, the song that we had several years ago," and he said Travis had cut it. I said, "Well, let me hear it," and he played it for me. I went, "No, no, no, we need to cut it." So we did, and it was the first single. And Les sings our version of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he just kills it. It's great. I mean, in my opinion.
Yeah. The album overall, when you listen to it from start to finish, has a little bit of everything on it. I mean, it's got the 80s country sound. It's got the pop sound. It's got little, to me, a little bit of R&B on it. And then at the end of it, you got Tennessee Ernie Ford's 16 Tons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which was a head
There's a real story about that if you want to hear it.
Go for it.
In about the mid 80s, we were at a rehearsal, and I can't remember. I think maybe it was JP. We had talked about doing a cover song, and we literally worked that song up at a rehearsal, recorded it on a boombox, which we later released in 2019 on a double CD called the Garage Tapes.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a retrospective. It's 30 tracks of Exile through the years, demo recordings. Anyway, we did the rehearsal and never played it live again, ever. And don't ask me why. It was the 80s. Don't ask. Okay?
Right. Right.
So anyway, again, after we released it on our Garage Tapes project, we said, man, if we get a chance to do a proper recording, we ought to do it. So, of course, putting the project together, A Million Miles Later, we recorded it, and I think it turned. I think it turned out great, and we do it live in the show also, and it has a great reaction.
Yeah, it's definitely you definitely have that Exile sound to it.
Yeah, so, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and do Rough Around the Edges. Let's play.
Go right ahead. Play it.
First single off of A Million Miles Later.
Yeah, man.
All right.
But I'm big on love, if you know what I mean.
Rough Around the Edges. That's Exile on Country Then and Now. Along with the current album that just came out earlier this year, you've also got a documentary that is out right now, I believe.
That is
about
correct.
60 plus year career,
Yeah.
and that's a live concert special too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a concert plus the documentary.
And where's that at? Where can people see that or get it?
Well, it was. We got a little feedback loop. I can hear myself talking, but
Okay.
just to tell you.
Okay.
But anyway,
You should be good now.
yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Public television, KET, Kentucky Educational Television, a part of PBS, came to us a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, and told us that they wanted to do a documentary on the band. My oldest daughter, Nicole, had kind of been spearheading the thing. She had been putting feelers out, and sure enough, in contacting the folks at PBS at KET, they said, yeah, we want to do this documentary. So they did. And it was filmed, each of us, all of us doing interviews, talking about our experiences in the band and everything else. Plus a live recording that was done a little over a year ago up in Renfro Valley, Kentucky, at a beautiful theater up there.
Yep.
And it was released earlier this year on KET, Kentucky Educational Television, on PBS. And we're hoping that as time goes on, other PBS affiliates across the country will be able to pick that up and show it. I mean, sure, I think you can get the KET app and watch it that way now.
Okay.
But hopefully it will be available, across the country as time goes on.
And hopefully there'll be a DVD released of the of the concert and the documentaries.
Absolutely. Yes.
Is it? Now, y'all did a y'all did a live album and live DVD from the Franklin Theater a few years ago. So is this this is different totally than that, I would assume.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, that was just a live concert recording, of course.
Yeah.
Showcasing that show.
Right.
But the KET thing is obviously separate.
Well, with all the hits and everything that y'all have had over the years, and then the new material that's out now, how do you get everything into a 90-minute show? Because it's got to be hard.
Man,
you got to.
It's been a kind of a challenge because obviously we got to play our hits and trying to showcase some of the new music. I mean, I'd love to do the whole album, but we can't.
Right.
So we just do select songs from A Million Miles Later. And that kind of rotates as we go along, trying to pick different things out. But we have at least 2 things that we're doing, from the new project, the single, After You. And we also do 16 Tons. So we're doing that right now.
Okay.
But, that will change as time goes on. We'll keep adding songs.
And then
to our live show.
And then in a live show, I know at one time you were doing a medley of stuff that you and JP and Les had wrote for other artists.
That's right, and we still do that in the show.
Okay.
That seems to be one of the real highlights of our show is, showcasing ourselves as songwriters, playing #1 songs that are, our good friends in country music have taken to #1, but of course we wrote them. So that's a real highlight for us to do.
Did y'all have any of those, like It Ain't Easy Being Easy or any of the other stuff? Was any of that ever on hold for y'all to record yourselves and then it got released to Alabama and Janie and so on and so forth? Or was
good question. The only 2 that were, well, I'll tell you, both Take Me Down and The Closer You Get for your listeners. Of course, big #1 smash hits for Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Those songs were written by J.P. Pennington and a former member, Mark Gray, for Exile. And in 1980, on a pop album that we did in L.A., called, the album was called Don't Leave Me This Way. And if you go on any of your platforms, whatever you listen to music, Pandora, Spotify, Apple, and you type in Exile, like Take Me Down or Exile, Closer You Get, you'll hear our versions. Okay, so they were released on a pop album in 1980. Both of those songs, Take Me Down and The Closer You Get, were released to pop radio as singles by us.
Okay.
And unfortunately, at the time, they didn't do anything, which blew our minds. I mean, we knew they were, I felt very strongly that they were hit songs, but whatever the reason, they were not for us. So a couple of years later, JP's publicist pitched both of those songs, first Take Me Down to Alabama, which they recorded, big #1 smash. He pitches The Closer You Get. Well, my God, it was the title of one of their albums.
Yeah.
Plus a huge single, #1. The title of their tour, I believe, at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Big, huge #1 songs for Alabama. But again, both released as singles by us. So the other songs were written. Les wrote It Ain't Easy Being Easy, again with Mark Gray. And that was always slated as a female vocal, a female song.
Right.
So, of course, Janie cut it. Now, the one other song that I wrote a couple of hits, Beautiful Mess that Diamond Rio recorded.
Mm-hmm.
That was not something that I wrote for us. But When She Cries that I wrote, that had, big smash for Restless Heart, I did write that for Exile. And, bands being what they are, I played it for the band and they didn't hear it.
Huh.
They didn't hear it. And so, heck, we pitched it to Restless Heart. They cut it. It not only was a country smash, it was a pop smash.
Pop smash. Yeah.
And, across the board, it was huge. So, I did write it for Exile.
Yeah. What would you say that, obviously Kiss You All Over is the career song, but what would you say the career song is on the country side? Would it be Woke Up in Love or She's a Miracle, Hang On to Your Heart?
I think, well, certainly 3, like Woke Up in Love has to be one of them. Possibly Give Me One More Chance. And She's a Miracle. Those 3, the other hits were hit songs.
Yeah.
But I think those kind of helped to define us for sure.
Right. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and do Give Me One More Chance.
Yeah.
On Country Then and Now. This is Exile.
Won't you give me just one more chance? Maybe we can make a little romance. No reason why you and me can't get it back together like it used to be. Give me just another try. I can't have you, I'm gonna die. Give me one more chance. Give me one more chance. Do you remember how we used to be when we had a love so true? You were my confidant. You were my closest friend, someone that I could always turn to. Then like a fool, I let you slip right through my hands. Oh, I let you get away. Now I've come running back, hoping you will let me back in your heart someday. Won't you give me just one more chance? Maybe we can make a little romance. No reason why you and me can't get it back together like it used to be. Give me just another try. I can't have you, gonna die. Give me one more chance. Give me one more chance. I'm so alone here without your touch, and it seems like a lifetime to me. Oh, darling, can't you see that now I know how wrong one man can be? Won't you give me just one more chance? Maybe we can make a little romance. No reason why you and me can't get it back together like it used to be. Give me just another try. I can't have you, gonna die. Give me one more chance. Give me one more chance. Won't you give me just one more chance? Maybe we can make a little romance. No reason why you and me can't get it back together like it used to be. Give me just another try. Can't have you, gonna die. Give me one more chance. Give me one more chance. Oh, give me one more chance. Give me one more chance.
Give me one more chance. Exile on Country Then and Now. We're talking to Sonny LeMaire. That was one of the number ones, one of the 11 number ones.
Yeah.
And then I believe She's a Miracle was also, wasn't it, number one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. Just making sure that's right.
You know, the only song that in our show that is one of the most popular songs we've ever recorded, ever had out on the radio that wasn't number one was Super Love.
Yeah.
And the only reason that didn't turn number one, I mean, this is kind of crazy. I mean, when you think about it in terms of today's country music anyway.
Right.
There was, you know, Super Love is kind of an R&B, you know, up-tempo, that kind of a fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
And every bar band back in the day played that song. I mean, it was everywhere.
I know they did down here.
Yeah. Oh, it was huge. It was huge down there.
Go to Billy Bob's on Friday and Saturday night without hearing the house band play it.
That's the truth. That's the truth. Well, when it was released to radio, the big country station of all places in Detroit, the program director, whom I'll not name, refused to play it.
Really?
Yeah, seriously. Said it was too R&B in Detroit.
Okay.
And it kept it from being number one. I think it got to number 5 or something like that. Well, I can't really recall, but that broke our little string of number one records. And then after that, of course, we picked back up and continued to have number ones. But it was one of those crazy things where, you know, one guy at one radio station wouldn't play it. But anyway, it's one of those songs still that's one of the big staples in our show, and people love it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of my favorite songs of y'all's back in the
yeah.
That, and then one that was an album cut that never was a single, Take Me to the River.
Oh man,
it's one of my favorites too. So
Blistering, yeah, one of mine too.
And that, if I remember right, that song was used as the theme song for TNN's Video Country back in the day.
Back in the day when TNN first started on the air, it was their theme song. It's what they played to launch the network. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Sure was.
Yep. I don't know. I don't know how I can remember that, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean,
so
that's true.
So, well, you were talking about Super Love. How did that come? Was that one that y'all wrote? Or,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
We, I mean, I don't know if you want to hear the story. I mean, what I recall.
Yeah. Go for it.
So JP and I were writing one day, you know, back in those days, because we were touring constantly. I mean, my God, we were on the road 295, 300 something days a year. So we would catalog ideas. And then when we come off the road, JP and I literally, after maybe a day, I mean, because we only had a few days off when we go home, we would rest maybe one day. Then he and I would be writing again. We worked all the time. So this one day we had gotten together and we had started something, and I couldn't even tell you what it was, but I went, you know, it's not doing anything for me. He says, I know. I said, you know, he goes, man, we need something. I don't know. He says, kind of off the wall, something different. And, you know, both of us had acoustic guitars. I literally played a D chord, and I said, you know, baby, I'm off the wall. I mean, that's all I said. Baby, I'm off the wall. He goes, he kind of chuckled. He goes, up the creek. And I'm telling you the truth. The lyric kept falling out, you know, going down a one-way on a one-way street, blah, blah, blah. And it just, that song fell out in maybe a half an hour or less. And when we played it for the guys, they flipped out over it. We worked it up. And we played it for our producer at that time, Buddy Killen, when witness. He flipped out over it. So during the recording of the song, we finished the track. And Buddy picked up the phone and called the head of our label, Rick Blackburn, on Epic, CBS Epic. He played it. He says, Rick, I want you to hear the newest Exile smash. Excuse me. He played the song over the phone. Before the song was finished, now this is Music Row back in those days, how close everything was. We got the phone up to the speakers. We look, and Rick has walked into the studio. And he loved it, you know, and of course, it, like I say, was released and did what it did. But it, as you have mentioned, it was played all the time in clubs across the country by bar bands, all the time.
Yeah. But a lot of the songs were. She's a Miracle, Super Love, Give Me One More Chance.
Yep.
But yeah, Super Love, at least down here, seemed to be the go-to for house bands.
I think, yeah, exactly. It was.
The version we're going to play is the re-recorded version, and there's a little bit in there that was not in the original.
That's right.
For people that know the original version that have not heard this, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There's a reason why it's there.
Yeah. Tell me.
A few years ago, God, I'm trying to remember, maybe 10, 11 years ago, our good friend Trace Atkins. Trace wanted to record, and he did record Kiss You All Over for one of his projects. And so we recorded it together. But during the recording session, he said, well, let's do another song. And we actually recorded Super Love with Trace. It's not available. You'll never find it. It was never released. But when JP and I were thinking about, you know, we said, well, Trace wants to do this. We said, well, let's add something. And in thinking about what we could add, what we did, well, rather than give it away, let's play it and let the listeners hear what we did.
All right, let's do it. This is Super Love, Exile, Country Then and Now.
On a one-way street, I ain't got the sense that the good Lord gave the goose, but I sure got one thing that I'd like to give to you. I got love, super love, super duper love for you. No doctor, ain't got no PhD. You talk about love, you better talk to me. I got love, super duper love. I ain't too good looking, I won't be no movie king. Won't be no Elvis up on the silver screen. I won't be no teacher, no nuclear scientist. But if you ain't been kissed by me, baby, you ain't been kissed. I got love, super love, super duper love for you. I ain't no doctor, ain't got no PhD. better talk to me. I got love, super duper love. No doctor, ain't got no PhD. When you talk about love, better talk to me. I got love, super duper love. Baby, I'm off the wall, up the creek, going down the wrong way on a one-way street. I ain't got the sense, God gave the goose. I got one thing I wanna give to you. I ain't too good looking, no movie king. Can't be no Elvis on the silver screen. Can't be no teacher, no scientist. If I ain't kissed it, then you ain't been kissed. I got love, super love, super duper love for you. I ain't no doctor, ain't got no PhD. When you talk about love, better talk to me. I got love for you. I got super duper love for you. I got high test love for you. Better talk to me. You ain't been here.
And JP putting raps. Oh,
That's the rap.
and that,
Yeah. Yeah.
does that get done in the live show?
Oh, yeah.
Does okay.
Yeah.
Y'all need to get down here. I'd got to see that.
I hope we do get down there before too long.
Yeah, I do too. So back in the 80s, early 90s,
Yeah.
You were all over the group was all over the place.
Yeah.
Doing headline shows, opening for Alabama, opening for Hank Jr., Kenny Rogers, the Judds, being on tour. I mean, that was a different day and time of country than what we got now,
Completely.
and a whole different touring regime than
Yeah.
what is out there these days.
Yeah.
So, how's touring different for you today compared to back 20, 30 years ago?
Well, even more. Well, it's just much more leisurely. You know, we don't go out for months, weeks, and weeks at a time. It doesn't happen.
Right.
You know, we go out on weekends and, you know, either Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever it is, and work weekends. And we're working maybe between 50 and 60 shows a year,
Okay.
which is manageable.
Right.
And, you know, I mean, we just, that the craziness of what we used to do. I mean, I look back on it and you think, well, of course it was youth involved, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, those days of just being on the road for months and months, it could never happen for us again, ever.
Right. I don't know a whole lot of bands, even the top 40 mainstream guys these days.
No, I think
that do 5 nights a week. Like,
no, and that's the truth. We were out 5 nights. You know, I mean, we played almost every night. I mean, we'd have a night off, maybe 2 during a whole week or something, as you know, during the whole tour. I mean, it was truly. I mean, it was insane.
mm-hmm.
But we lived through it somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of wear and tear on the body and on the vocals.
True, it really was, honestly.
Oh. But yet, I mean, still sounds as good today as it did 30 years ago. So,
well, you know,
right.
the good thing is that we're able to maintain a level of professionalism that, you know, I mean, we're really tough on ourselves. You know, we want to be able to go out and do a live show, with a lot of energy and sing like obviously there are some songs that we've lowered the keys, a bunch of songs.
Mhm.
But as far as, harmonies and everything go, we take great pride in that we can still sing pretty well.
Yeah.
And as long as we can do it, we're going to keep doing it, because we're all tied together collectively with our health. I mean, everybody is anyway, but
Right.
as long as we're feeling good and we can maintain a high level of professionalism, we're going to keep doing it.
Absolutely. Why not?
I mean, truly, why not? I mean,
Yeah.
why would you quit unless you somehow have to?
Right. Yeah. And that's no fun either. When you have,
No, I'm not. The thought of us not touring anymore, not being together anymore. I mean, I'm not going to be a happy camper when it ever comes to an end.
right.
And because, I mean, obviously we've all been doing this all our adult lives. Well, all our lives. I mean, since we were early teens.
I was gonna say early
And
20s. Yeah. 30s, 40s, 50s.
it's everything. It's what we're used to.
Yeah.
And love doing. And hopefully it'll continue a few more years.
Yeah. Before we wrap this up, we got a
Yeah.
little bit of time. We got a 6-minute song we need to play that kind of started this whole thing, if you will, that kind of brought Exile to the dance back in 1978.
Yeah, man.
Talked a little bit about Kiss You All Over. 4 weeks at number 1, 20 plus weeks on the chart overall, and still being played on radio today.
Every artist, every group prays and dreams of having a career song. Well, obviously, that has been our career song. Most people, when you say Exile, if they will remember that song for sure.
Yeah.
When it was recorded, here's a little backstory on it. We went in the studio, cut the song, which was way different from anything we had been doing prior to that. And before it was released to radio, after the album was completed, the song was recorded, we would play it in clubs that we were still playing in those days before it was released to radio. And there was literally no reaction from the crowd. I mean, audiences around Kentucky were kind of used to a high energy. Some of the stuff that we had written are in our live shows then, because we were known for writing a lot of our own material. It was so different. I mean, I guess that people just didn't react, and it was really kind of unnerving. And to the point that we were questioning whether it should actually be released as a single.
And
so anyway, we go from it no reaction to we start playing it after it's released a single. People were losing their minds, and it was just kind of a crazy experience. And as it rocketed up the charts, I mean, that whole part of our lives was really a dream come true. And I wish artists or bands could ever experience what we experienced as that was heading up the charts like that. That feeling of finally, after years of struggling, you got something of your own being played on the radio.
Right.
And it was a game changer, a life changer.
Yeah.
And still is to this day,
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and play it. This is Exile, Kiss You All Over on Country Linen Now.
Yeah.
When I get home, babe, gonna light your fire. All day been thinking about you, babe, you're my one desire. wrap my arms around you and hold you close to me. Oh, baby, I wanna taste your lips, I wanna be a fantasy, yeah. I don't know what I'd do without you, babe, don't know where I'd be. You're not just another lover, no, you're everything to me. And every time I'm with you, babe, I can't believe it's true. When you lay in my arms and you do the things you do, you can see it in my eyes, I can feel it in your touch. You don't have to say a thing, just let me show how much I love you, need you. I wanna kiss you all over and over again. I wanna kiss you all over till the night closes in, till the night closes in. Could ever make me feel the way you do. Oh, so keep on loving me, baby, and I'll keep loving you. Well, it's easy to see when something's right or something's wrong. Oh, stay with me, baby, and hold me all night long. Show me everything you do. 'Cause baby, no one does it quite like you. I love you, need you, oh baby. I wanna kiss you all over and over again. I wanna kiss you all over till the night closes in, till the night closes in. Lay with me, holding me, loving me, baby. Here with me, near with me, feeling you close to me, baby. Show me everything you do. 'Cause baby, no one does it quite like you. I love you, need you, need you. I wanna kiss you all over and over again. I wanna kiss you all over till the night closes in, till the night closes in. Till the night closes in, till the night closes in, till the night closes in. Till the night closes in, till the night closes in, till the night closes in, till the night closes in.
miss you all over. That is Exile.
Oh.
So, Sonny, I appreciate you doing this. Thank you for taking time out of your day.
Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and when you're in Fort Worth, let me know. We'll meet up, go to the show, go grab dinner or something.
We'd love to do it.
All right. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Well, you can find us exile.biz, B-I-Z. That's our page, as well as on Facebook, Exile Band Official, on Instagram, which is Exile Official Band. We're on TikTok, same thing, Exile Band Official. Say hello to us. Leave us a message. Come see our shows.
Absolutely. Thank you again. Appreciate you doing it. Everybody,
Thank you.
take care, love one another. We'll see you next week.
You got it. Thank you.
You bet.
Bye.